Hello everybody, I am Judy Leon and today I want to share with you an article published by Mark Smith in 2000. The article is about Michael Knowles, informal adult education, self-direction and andragogy. So first of all, I'm going to talk to you about Michael Knowles, who was an American adult educator. He was born in 1813 and died in 1877. He was famous for his contributions and development of the notions of formal adult education, andragogy, self-directed learning, and group work in the 1950s. He was the first one who promoted the movement of adult education in the United States. He developed informal adult education practices, and he was the first one who attempted a comprehensive theory of adult education called andragogy against pedagogy that is focused on children's education. One of his key publications are Informal Adult Education in 1850, Modern Practice of Adult Education in 1870, The Adult Learner in 1873, and Self-Directed Learning in 1975. I'm going to talk to you about informal education. According to Malcolm Knowles, formal education is established at educational institutions and it has organized classes. On the other hand, informal education has flexibility of the process, experience, enthusiasm, and commitment of participants as fundamental sources for learning. Informal education is carried out at organizations, associations, and clubs such as community centers, and labor unions, churches, among other organizations, and group and forum approaches are like the main methodology for learning. Knowles was very concerned about human social skills, and he thought that the main role of education was to people how to develop human relation skills. So that's why he stated that the learning outcomes of adult education should be, first of all, mature understanding of themselves. That is to say that adults are able to accept and respect themselves, understand and identify their own learning needs, interests, capacities, and goals. Is to develop an attitude of acceptance, love, and respect toward others. That is, that adult education should develop empathy and the sincere desire to help others. Another adult learning outcome is the dynamic attitude towards life that involves accept the fact of change. So others should be able to see change as an opportunity for growing, as an experience for learning, and to think of themselves as always changing. Another learning outcome is learn to react to causes and not symptoms. So according to Knowles, solutions to problems instead of symptoms. So that is why that adult learners learn to apply this lesson to both the physical work and human relations. Other learning outcomes are to achieve the potential of their personalities, value human experience, that is to say, the traditions and heritage of everybody in the world, to understand society and direct social change. So Malcolm Knowles states that everybody should learn about economics, international affairs, politics, in order to make good decisions in social order, since we are immersed in a democracy. Now we are going to talk about the other key, about andragogy, that is another key term. According to Knowles, there are 5 assumptions about the characteristics of other learners. They are self-concepts, so other learners are not dependent human beings, but instead they are self-directed and independent learners. So the experience is a fundamental source for learning. Another assumption is their readiness to learn. So it means that others are always willing to learn. They are highly motivated to learn, so they have an internal motivation to learn. And also orientation to learning. So this means that other learners, other education is not subject-centered but problem-centered, since others want to apply what they learn immediately. Now, we are going to see some definitions about andragogy. According to Knowles, andragogy is the art or science to help others to learn. Moreover, Marian and Caffarella see andragogy as a comprehensive theory or model of other learners that takes into account their characteristics. Ross defines andragogy as a framework for thinking about what and how others learn. Finally, we will talk about self-direction. So, self-direction is defined as the process in which individuals take the initiative in diagnosing learning needs, setting learning goals, identifying human and material resources, choosing and implementing learning strategies, and evaluating learning outcomes. Some reasons for self-directed learning. So, self-directed learning is because it encourages learners to be proactive instead of reactive. Proactive learners learn better and more, greater motivations, retain more, and use what they learn. Second reason is to take responsibility for their own lives. So, learners should be able to take responsibility for their own learning. Third reason has to do with the new developments of education that put heavy responsibility on learners. And also, another reason is that the main purpose of education now is to develop the skills of inquiry. So now the classroom education settings are not teacher-centered but student-centered. So that's why learners need to be more active about their learning and make decisions about their learning, and not just getting information but inquire about that information. See the world to be more critical about the world. Okay, that's it for today. So thank you so much for your attention. I hope that you have found this information about adult education very interesting and useful for you. See you in a following screencast.